What is up, Evil Dead fans? I put in the title, it's an unboxing. It kind of is, kind of not. It's truly not an unboxing because the person who sent me this wanted me to open it up and make sure it wasn't damaged. Because as you know, the Postal Service or most any mailing services, they do a really shitty job of handling stuff. I know there's some good ones out there, but for the most part, what I've dealt with is they do a shitty job. They break shit all the time, and I would just love to go into some of those handlers who really mishandle their shit, mishandle people's packages, just go in their house with a baseball bat and destroy half their shit that's valuable, just because they are shitty at their fucking job. Not all of them, but some of those handlers are fucking terrible. Just terrible. So, we all know how I feel about them. And it just sucks there's only a few people you can mail with, and you have to pat it like it's a hemorrhoid that's about to burst to make sure nothing gets damaged. I don't know about hemorrhoids, but I'm just saying I'm just giving an example, okay? So, but yeah, this thing was padded to the gills, and we all know my past with the Postal Service. I've had the crate stuff. I've had the crate packages. And, make a makeshift crate to make sure nothing gets damaged. And guess what? They still find a way to fuck shit up all the time. So my day's been good and it's been bad. It's been indifferent. Anyways, I'm going to show some of the stuff that I've gotten lately that I have been meaning to show, and one thing that I just got today. First off is this awesome gem of a piece from Ultravix Studios. Now, I knew this was coming because he took a 3D scan of me. The camera adds on 10 pounds, trust me. Yeah, I'm not, but that's okay. But yeah, he even had to put a hat on there, and it's removable. Well, it is removable. It's just on there really good. It's removable, trust me. I don't want to take it off and break it. Because this is bronzed, but it's bronze paint. I went ahead and did that. He just sent me the scan. Had to do, I wanted to put it in bronze, but apparently the paint is kind of stuck together. So the hat, I'm not going to take it off. But he did a great job. Check it out. Even did a little finger point. Now you stay groovy, people. So yeah. I don't know why I did that. But anyways, thank you, Roger, from Ultravix Studios, for this wonderful piece. I still got to put it on a base, and I think it's pretty badass. Thank you. The next thing I got from a good friend, Chris Pollock, and I'm going to read. He sent me an envelope with some stuff in there. I can't read all of it, because some of it, it's very interesting to read. So I got to cut out the first half. And he knows why. He told me not to say the first half. He says, as you know from your visit, over time I bought, bought Tooling Masters of Part 3, Part 4, Part 6, and 9. As you know, and I'll show you what I mean by Part 3, Part 4, Part 6, Part 9. As you know, recasting is a sin, therefore this Part 5 was purchased from David Miller's studio. Just like the one I had that you saw on display, it's produced in ABS by his people from his tooling master made from the film, or made for the film. As like mine, I recut the eyes, repainted, and added the accurate straps. Made an effort to make it as screen accurate as I can. And also, he actually had to change where the strap location was because they did it wrong originally. And he said, and he's not a huge David Miller fan, just to let you guys know. Because it puts at the bottom, he said, let's face it, I don't care how many dicks he glued on Dan Aykroyd's nose. That's a movie reference. ... He's a hack. Not Dan Aykroyd, but David Miller. He's not a huge fan. And he wrote, your friend, and crossed it out, said, family, Chris. And Chris is, I consider him family. I really do. Me and him are very close. We have very close, same personalities. We get along. He's a great, great guy. So what he sent me with it is the original certificate of authenticity right here. And what it says, David Miller Creations Certificate of Authenticity. It's numbered. This is the official certification that this Jason Voorhees hockey mask was manufactured by David Miller Creations and is a reproduction of the original mask used in the motion picture Friday the 13th Part 5. It says original. But then he sends me another one, but if you notice, different numbers. Sends me another one with, he wrote on there, redone by Chris. I'm not sure which one's the original. I think that's the original, and this is just a copy that he did and rewrote on. And he wrote, you know, and it had to be redone by Chris. And it says David B. Miller, pro fuck up. I don't know much of Chris's or David's work, so I can't judge. Apparently Chris does. I don't. And it says, you know, David Miller Creations. Chris Pollock, the guy that fucks others, the guy that fixes others' fuck ups. Seriously, it says it right there. Right there. I love Chris. He's so funny. So let me show you what he sent me. Now, when you see this, I'll show you and go over some details. Dun, 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 dun. See, he even put it in a floating shadow box. And when I went down to visit him in Chicago, he had his on display, and I was just mesmerized by it. And yes, I'm a Part 5 guy. I love Part 5. Everybody's like, oh, you like Part 5 because it doesn't have the real Jason in it. It's not that good. Yeah, let's compare that to Jason on a Boat and which one's better. But the thing is, I like Part 5. I'm not a huge Jason Voorhees fan. I'm a horror movie fan. And for me, Part 5 brought it back to the original of everybody thought it was Jason, but it's really not Jason. So I really like Part 5. And you watch Part 5 through, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you watch it a second time, you're like, oh, this all makes sense. Why these people got killed. You know, how it all got started. And I wish they really would have done more later down the line with Tommy Jarvis versus what they had to rewrite because everybody was pissed it wasn't Jason in Part 5. But look at this fucking mask. I'm going to take it off here and show you guys more detail. But look at all the weathering and all the repainting he had to do on this mask. It's got the little blue on the top. On the bottom little edge there. Also, he's got the proper straps. I'll show you that more in detail here. The proper connectors. And all it is held on to this box is it's Velcro. And he put on some strong Velcro. So I'll show you what the inside of the box looks like. Sit that right there. So if you're looking to do like a floating shadow box like this, definitely get a hold of Chris. But look at that. It's just pegs with Velcro on there. And there's little Velcro on the inside. So it holds on there. It's held on there. If you look, there's some more detail. And like I've looked at other people's masks before. After I saw Chris's, I wanted to see what everybody else was doing. And I know there's some great mask builders out there who are selling, and there's some really fucking bad ones where they just buy the cheap $3 ones from Japan or China, and they're just like, cut it up, those paint. And it looks like complete garbage compared to this. And the size is perfect. I mean, here's one thing, if you're looking to buy one or anything, is the size, the width, the way it's cut. Because you see a lot of other ones that are a lot thinner, they're a lot more of a crisp white look rather than weathered. But you can see the fasteners here. And if you look on the inside, you can see the Velcro, kind of see it, right there and right there, right there, that holds it on to the floating shadow box, and the proper straps, connectors. And also this strap here, this little piece here is also weathered to match. But I'm not You know, I put it on before. It's really tight, and I don't like to bend things like this. But if you look at how it goes on like that, I mean, you're like, it's too big. No, it's not. It's actually bigger on part 5, on the character who played Jason, the medic, whose son started a war because of a candy bar. Damn candy bar. I don't want no candy bar. Somebody's my candy bar. But anyways, look at it closer. And if you're looking to get a mask, if you're not a part 5 guy, let's say, what did Chris say that he has? I know Chris has pulls from the original ones from the movies. Which ones does he have? He has 3, 4, 6, and 9. So if you're interested in something like that, or even a part 5, or any, you know, I'm not going to say part 2 because anybody can buy a corn sack and cut an eye hole through it. So if you're looking to get a high quality mask, and look at the holes. See how they're sunken in rather than you see some people, they'll drill them out and just leave them funky and fucked up. That's just unfinished work. But look, you can see with the light right there, right here, on how well he did that. Like he said, he reshaped these eye holes, changed the straps, and right here, you can't really see it because the light sucks in here. You can see a little hole. It's not a hole, but it's a fill-in hole. That's where the original straps were on this, and he had to adjust where they sat and where they're connected to make them the proper connection point for the mask. But this thing is, I mean, I could readjust it and put it on, but I don't want to because it's just so perfect, and I love it. And thank you again, Chris, for this because, man, it's amazing. Like I said, I'm not a huge Jason Voorhees fan. I'm a huge Part 5 fan because it's just, I mean, in general, it's a good whodunit movie. Really. You think it's one person, and then at the end you find out it's the medic. You're like, what the fuck? Then you find out his son was the one who got murdered with an axe over a candy bar. And that was the original John Cena slam that Jarvis does on one of the kids. If you rewatch it, he does the John Cena slam. And one of the best lines ever was, "Eat your sloppy fucking dildo." One of the best lines ever in horror movie history. Eat your fucking, no, what is it? Eat your fucking sloppy dildo or something like that. The word fuck was put somewhere in there. But one of the best lines ever. But yeah, so cool. Just so perfect. And when I hear of like people making masks and stuff, or they're like, I'm gonna just make my own, it's gonna be fine. And I'm like, and I suggest talk to Chris. Chris is the fucking man at these. And I've seen all of his other ones too. Amazing work. And I mean, I'm just a Part 5 guy, and I love it. Looks great. So if you're interested in getting a high quality mask, go on Facebook or contact me, and I can get you in contact with Chris Pollock, and he can hook you up with, I don't know if he's gonna do any more Part 5s, so you have to ask him. But if you want like one that was cast off the original from the movies, because he has those pulls from 3, 4, 6, and 9. He has those. He personally has those, so he can make one exactly like it was on the film. The exact size, circumference, everything. So Chris is the fucking man. He's the man who can, I mean, he didn't make this. He had to redo it because according to him, what's his name is a hack. I don't know his work. I can't say anything. So, you know, I don't know, but he has personal experience with a lot of prop builders and props. But he did a great job. Thank you again, Chris. This is amazing. Like I said, I've had an indifferent day. I've had some bad news, and then I've had some really good news right here. But that's all I got for you guys right now. Until next time, next video, we'll go over and show you what's been done to that Season 1, Episode 1 Ash vs. Evil Dead chainsaw, because it is basically done. Until next time, you guys stay groovy.